Good evening. Hello, and welcome to my channel, Positivity in Motion, where I share tips with you that I hope will help you build the foundation that leads towards success and prosperity in your life, and that will help kickstart you into having a fantastic week. Tonight, we're going to be exploring the topic of immense significance in our daily lives. Why should mercy triumph over judgment? This came up for me this week in my study, and I'm going to read that scripture in just a moment. And it took me by surprise, and I wanted to figure out what the difference was. But what I do know is that with every kind act, we can foster understanding and promote healing, and we can create a more compassionate environment for everyone around us, including ourselves. Now let's get in motion. As I was stumped a little this week when I was doing my daily study. And I was reading at the time James 2:13, and it states that because judgment without mercy will be shown to anyone who has not shown mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. And I was like, mercy triumphs over judgment. And I wanted a little understanding on it. So of course I went to AI. They gave me a very sound version of what they felt was right, and I trusted it. So from what they stated, it just highlights the importance of mercy in our interactions with others. It emphasizes that while judgment can be necessary, it should not come without compassion and understanding. And I like that. That when we judge others quickly, we may forget our own faults and the mercy that we've received. And that by showing mercy, we create an environment where grace and forgiveness prevail, reflecting the nature of the Almighty, the Supreme, in my case, God. Love. Love. And that was shared with me, with one of my dear sisters who was passing. And all she said to me was, show love, Vicky. Those were her words to me. She said, show love, Vicky. And that's basically what this particular topic is about, the importance of having mercy and compassion, showing love towards others. That mercy should take precedence over harsh judgment in our relationships because it can foster reconciliation and understanding rather than division and condemnation that might come from being a little bit, judgmental, not having mercy. This perspective also encourages us to approach others with respect, recognizing that we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Sometimes forgiveness is needed for all of us, and that we should be more empathetic and prioritize mercy in our lives, within our communities, and those that we deal with. As we approach the holiday season, I felt this was even more necessary. In past videos, we've talked about how this time of the year, everybody is generally so happy and so excited, and why we can't carry that on year round. And it's important that we do because we have a choice. We get to choose to show mercy or have judgment on people. So let's look at ways that we can work towards healing relationships and incorporating practices in our daily lives that foster a more compassionate environment, encouraging others to do the same. Because it is written that behavior breeds behavior. Now, I do understand that there are going to be some people, I don't care what happened, they're just not going to change. They are set in their ways, and that's the way that it is. But there are some who, with a soft answer, can turn away their wrath. So, in relationships, displaying compassion, it could simply involve listening actively, you know, taking time to truly hear what the other person is saying without jumping to conclusions. Don't be thinking about what your next statement is going to be. Actively listen. And in doing so, this shows empathy and understanding for that person. So, listening actively. Another way, that we can foster and show compassion is practice forgiveness. When someone makes a mistake, try to forgive rather than hold grudges. It's good for us to communicate our feelings where we can and honestly work towards resolution if that's possible. But we can practice forgiveness even if it's within ourselves. We can learn to forgive. We may not be able to forget the pain and the hurt. They have professionals out there that can help with those particular circumstances, as I'm not a licensed psychiatrist, psychologist, or medical or anything like that. But I do know that practicing forgiveness can be a great tool that can help us move on with our lives and with what we have been sent here to do. And a lot of times, forgiving is not forgiving the person, it also helps us release ourselves also, so we can be free to fly and go on and do what it is that we need to do. Choose words with specific purpose. Choose kind words. Remember, we have a choice. Be mindful of your language because the words that we choose have power. And we've talked about that too in videos. We can opt for a gentle and supportive expression instead of a harsh or critical response. Even when giving constructive feedback, we can choose our words carefully and be kind. Considering ourselves, if we were in the same situation, what would we expect? We can offer help. When someone is struggling, we can offer assistance. Instead of criticizing their situation or getting in a gossip group and talking about that particular individual or family or boss, we can offer assistance. Assistance. This could be a listening ear or practical help. Doesn't always have to be something financial. It could be agreeing to go to the store for them or whatever that might help them. But offer help, in particular this time of year. A family that's struggling, you could say, let me help. I'll give you $50 or whatever to help towards Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. You can go to one of the places where they feed the homeless and volunteer to help serve for a day. All of these things help others, but they also in turn help us. Reflect on your own shortcomings. Now, I'm not saying go down a rabbit hole. I'm just saying look in the mirror and reflect on some of your own shortcomings. Even if you don't have them now, remember maybe when you were younger or whatever and you did have them. Learn to appreciate your past while helping someone else get to their future. Remembering your own mistakes can help cultivate humility. This can help you move to be more compassionate towards others who may have flaws as well. And sometimes they may be going through something that we can share that can help them be the best that they can be also. So don't be afraid to reflect on your own shortcomings and then extend a hand to help someone else with theirs. And encourage growth. Encourage growth. We're all learning every day. Regardless of what we think that we know, we're still all growing and learning every day. So instead of focusing on someone else's failures, encourage them to continue to learn, to grow from their experiences. Celebrate their progress with them and offer efforts and offer help where it may be needed. I love that. Now that's in relationships. When dealing with community, a lot of those same particular avenues can be tackled, but within communities, we can foster Being inclusive, foster inclusivity. Create spaces that welcome diverse perspectives and backgrounds. This shows openness to being accepted rather than judging a person. Volunteer within the community. Contribute your time to organizations that support specific needs that you have that you would like to help others in, reinforcing the idea of community support rather than criticism. If you don't like the way something's being done, volunteer and say you can assist and you can help. And again, create supportive networks. Establish groups that focus on understanding and supporting each other rather than judging. Judging can be so harsh, and I have to watch myself because we'll look at someone and we'll look at their shoes or their hairstyle or their nails or whatever, and we formulate judgments without knowing a person. And we need to be very mindful that that's not what we do, and particularly on a regular basis. Because when we create supportive networks, this helps with community outreach and initiatives that can help a person grow, develop, and change. And always remember to engage in open dialogue. Organize discussions that allow people to share their experiences and challenges without fear or judgment. Without fear or judgment. And this would work well too, even within your family and your children. They should be able to come and share and discuss things with you, feeling that you have their back instead of being critical and judgmental of them, that they can handle their challenges and come to you without being fearful. And this foster a culture of understanding and empathy and empathy. These are just a few practices that we can include in our daily life that can help foster compassionate and positive environments and that can encourage others to do the same. Now, finally, when all else is failed, I say smile. Take time to smile. Smile at yourself. Look in the mirror and smile at yourself. Tell yourself you love yourself. You're proud of yourself. You can smile at a neighbor, a child in a store. Just smile and trust and believe that everything is going to be okay. Because when it really boils down, everything really is okay. Now, let's go over some affirmations that focus on mercy and that things that we can incorporate into our daily life. And remember, affirmations should be done daily, frequently throughout the day. So, number one, I choose to show mercy to myself and others, recognizing that we all make mistakes. It's a choice. I choose to show mercy to myself and others, recognizing that we all make mistakes. Number two, with each encounter, I embrace compassion and understanding over judgment. With each encounter, I embrace compassion and understanding over judgment. Number three, I practice forgiveness, letting go of grudges and nurturing healing in my relationships. I practice forgiveness, letting go of grudges and nurturing healing in my relationship. And finally, my words are kind and gentle, reflecting the mercy I wish to see in the world. My words are kind and gentle, reflecting the mercy I wish to see in the world. Feel free to adapt these affirmations so that they make more sense to what your personal goals are and that they're more meaningful to you. But find time to do this every day. And remember, you are a unique being. I hope that you wake up every day knowing that you have been sent to this side of life for a specific purpose. There is no one other than you, only one. So I hope this week that you find time to be kind, that you find time to show compassion, and that we all learn to be just a little less judgmental. Positivity in Motion signing off. Blessings to you and enjoy Thanksgiving.